Who else would it be? This is the mini market plus or mini market update for January 18th. This is not the plus update. That's for premium members. Um, so you guys know the drill. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If I have time, I'll do another one. But usually I don't. So, and again, I want to apologize. I had a very busy day today, so I feel completely absent and just not just absent from Discord, but absent minded. So I really apologize. Things will go back to normal tomorrow. So just a lot of not necessarily emergencies, but things that forced their hand and had to take care of them. So we'll get started here. So on the daily, so there's a lot of confusion here, in my opinion, and I've seen from both sides. A lot of people are, a lot of people are kind of weary about what's going on right now with the price action. A lot of people are still hopeful. There's a lot to be said here. For me, so with the current candle, we had the drop down below this channel, so that makes me go back into just bearish mode a little bit. And honestly, with the up and down with this already, the channel is pretty much just like null for right now. I think it's just not worth keeping. It's not being respected, so there's no reason to hold on to it. So the key thing here is taking this current block that I have. This is the liquidity block that we had in the mid 40s. We broke above that to 47. That was my target, as you guys know. Had the deviation. Been saying this pretty much every update. I can't emphasize enough how big of a deal that is, however, because deviations are show you a lot. Okay, they show you not only was this not ready to be up, price action is a result of people, the supply and demand, basically. Long story short, and when you get a big fierce candle like this, first of all, that shows you that the demand is not ready. Second of all, that also shows you that people are unwilling to buy at that level, and it just shows a lot of things. So deviations are very strong in that regard. We're getting kind of this rounded retest. I don't particularly like. If you wanted to kind of nitpick this, it's not terrible because you kind of have this region here that you're kind of being supported of right now, so that's okay. Excuse me. I think I'm kind of out with the cold too. So, but I don't really like that overall. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm coughing up a storm already. So we also had the bearish cross. And so I've mentioned before that that's, first of all, a bearish sign. I mentioned this from the last video, but I'll re-emphasize it. It is a bearish sign. We do have a bull consolidation if we can close, basically, with at the current setup. Excuse me. If we can hold on to that, then that's a good sign. For me, I am not interested in longs until we can get above 44.5, as I've said, or actually 45,000, I should say. That's where I'm interested in longing. Another thing that we can do here is take a look at this from a fib perspective, and you can see much cleaner that we've rejected this area. So now we're stuck between the 41.3 and the 43.1 area. So that's where I see it for now. I don't particularly want to play the mid because it's too close to this high. Rather play the high first. And so until this works out, really a lot of inconclusiveness. You also got this kind of trend working for you, but I don't like the deviation with the trend. This could get respected. Just keep an eye on it. So with that, we're going to go to the 4 hour. Not really much else to say here. We had the run up, had the rejection, and now we're kind of struggling, but we're also kind of not. So it's just really inconclusive. This is where things get really choppy. That's where I would prefer to emphasize the daily or even the 3 day. And to be honest with you, it's okay to not trade every day. It really is. Okay, I'm teaching that in the premium. We have a goal of making 25% every month, which is a pretty lofty goal, honestly. In the real world, that would get me in Wall Street, honestly. In the crypto world, it's decent. There's a decent opportunity to do that every month. So that's part of the challenge. High enough to where it is challenging, but so low enough to where it's a little bit more on the realistic side. So we've made about 22% already. So just keep that in mind overall. But sometimes it's not worth trading. So that's what I see with Bitcoin. The opportunities are far more better on altcoins. Speaking of altcoins, we're going to go to Ethereum. And this is the daily setup that we had, the long that we were looking at. Had the drop down, did not go through the bar as we were looking at, starting to pump up from here. So that looks okay for now. I'm going to get rid of this just to show what's going on. We had the wedge, and we're just pretty much just riding in between that. So let's go ahead and go to the 4 hour because there's really not much else to be said about this. I do like this support structure. You kind of have an Adam and Eve going on right here. Let's see if I can show you it. And I really like Adam and Eve patterns. This is kind of a janky one, but it does work. So we probably could go up to 25.80 again. And if we do, that's a good sign. I think the key here would be this fib block at about 26.23. If we can break that, I think we're doing really good. So Ethereum, not looking bad. Let's go on to Solana. Already down about 1.5% today. We had the push up, so that's good. We had that long position that I'm looking for. And so now we got the drop down. So I'll probably long this. I'll probably mention it somewhere in the chat. And I'll mention the setup as well if I adjust it. We also have a bullish cross, which is good. And it's above the support zone, so this is also really good. I think we are on our way to 137 like we were looking at. Probably get a pit stop at about 121. Overall, it's actually looking good, and I think that goes to show that I think the altcoins are starting to rally a little bit more. We might get that alt season that we're looking at just in time to let Bitcoin cool off, in time for the halving, in time for doing all that. So a lot of disagreements with the halving. I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to that because I don't really see why we should change and have new narratives that may even not play out. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think. Happy to chat about this. Again, apologize for the delay tonight. Hope you're doing well. Have a good night.